Hello, this is Spellsquires MTG, and today I'm going to be counting down the 10 most interesting, in my opinion, commanders from Commander Legends. This set is set to come out on the 20th of November. I will hopefully be opening half a box on the channel. And these 10 cards are in no particular order. So I'm going to start off with our first commander, Amareth, the Lustrous. This is a 3 a green, a white and a blue for a 6/6 dragon. Whenever another permanent enters battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it shares a card type with that permanent, you may reveal that card and put it into your hand. So this counts tokens as well, lands, basically anything. So there's a couple of ways you go about this. The eggs one is probably the most boring. So you could play eggs, which are 2 mana rocks like Golden Egg. When it enters battlefield, they draw you a card. So what you can do is play an egg and then reveal the top card of the library, you get another egg. So you can storm off. You can play things like Foundry Inspector, Joyous Familiar to reduce the cost of your artifacts, and you can just play loads and loads of artifacts. Obviously we want to be running the artifact lands in that colour, like Seat of the Synod is the blue one. Also run effects like a Fission Construction, because when you cast an artifact, you're going to get another artifact to get, so you get 2 cards off a single artifact, which is very good. I personally build an Enchantress one. This doesn't seem that busted, but it seems quite fun. You can run things like Enchantress Presence, Eidolon of Blossoms, where you draw a lot of cards. You can also run things like Corsair of Kruphix, so you can look at the top card of your library, so you can decide whether you want to play a fetch land. Those are very good in this deck as well. So you can crack a fetch and get a land off the top. Obviously you want to run as many of those cards of the chosen type. And also tokens count as well, so you can run things like Sigil of the Empty Throne. So you cast enchantment, you get a creature that enters, reveal the top card. If its creature goes to your hand, and then when the enchantment enters, you'll get to do the same thing again. Obviously you've got Corsair of Kruphix, so you can look at the top cards, you can decide whether you play land, creature or enchantment. Obviously you can play Vegan Monsters Advocate if you're making a creature deck. There's a lot of ways you can go around this, and it can be quite fun. So our next commander is Kol'Thonor, the Last U. This costs 3 a white, a black and a green for a 3/7 with Vigilance and Reach, and it's a Treefolk Shaman. Whenever it or another creature you control dies, return up to 1 target creature you control of lesser toughness from your graveyard to your hand. So you want to run a lot of cards which have those CMC high toughness, like Ornithopter or Steel Wall, which is 0/4 for 1 mana. And you want to run a lot of Sack Outlets, things which do damage when creatures die, like Zulaport Cutthroat. Just generally make a lot of value with your cards. Yeah, there's probably some combo you can do. God Eternal Locator is going to be very good, because whenever you cast a creature spell, you get another token which you can sacrifice and bring something 3 toughness in, like a Wall of Bones or something, which fails 1 when you enters. Just very interesting. You could probably put it in a Doran or Siege Tower deck, or you can have it as a commander and put Doran in it. Either works fine. I just think it's quite interesting because it's another toughness commander. Those decks look quite fun to play. I've never built one. Next up we have Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty. For 3 a green and a blue, it's a 3/1 Naga Druid with Cascade. So whenever you cast it, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less, and you may cast it without paying its mana cost, and you put the rest of the cards on the bottom. And in spells you cast it, converts mana cost 6 or greater to have Cascade. What you're going to want in this is large bombs, like that new Hydra where you cascade 4 times, I don't know the name of it. Thrixad of Song will be very good, because it'll make all your spells cost 1 less, and makes it so they can't be countered. Obviously you want lots of ramp like Sky Shroud Claim, and you can just generate loads and loads of value with your commander, casting a lot of free spells and doing a lot of other fun stuff. Next we're looking at Kodama of the East Tree. This is a 4 green for a 6/6 Spirit of Reach, and it's got Partner. Whenever another permanent enters battlefield on your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, may put a permanent card with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield. I I don't know why this was a partner commander. It's good enough by itself. I'm not really sure what other commanders you could put in here with a partner. Maybe the new Sakashima. That could be quite fun. So what you're going to want to do, if you're building this deck as one of your partner commanders, you probably want to have a lot of cards which draw cards when creatures enter or you cast them. So you can draw cards and then you have more and more stuff to put into play. Obviously Ramp's going to be very good in this deck, so Circuitous Route, Explosive Vegetation, Cultivate, Farseek, the usuals, and you basically just generate loads and loads of value again, and that's another very good value commander. And it also cheats mana cost, which is incredibly powerful. To make a Storm deck, you could probably play things like the Nylea Keen-Eyed from Theros Beyond Death, so you can make all your creatures cost less. I think creatures will probably be the best with this. And you can also ramp as well with this. You can put lands into play, even. So it's obviously very powerful. Next up we have Tevesh Svat, Doom of Fools. It's 4 and a black for a 4 loyalty planeswalker, and it can be your commander, and it has partner. This guy's incredibly powerful, way more powerful than Jeska, but in my opinion I like sacrifice decks. I find them quite fun. Its +2 is create 2/0/1 black Thrall creature tokens, and its +1 is you may sacrifice another creature or planeswalker. If you do draw 2 cards, then draw another card if the sacrifice pen was a commander. Again, a very good ability, card advantage, and the +2 allows you to facilitate that. The ultimate, not as relevant. Gain control of all commanders, put all commanders from the command zone onto the battlefield under your control. It's decent ultimate, I wouldn't say it's that powerful. Obviously if people are playing partners, it's going to be much more powerful because you get twice as many cards. I think it's a very good card. You could probably pair it with Tana, because you can make tokens which you can sacrifice to his ability. It's just very good value. You could probably make a lot of decks of this. Token decks with Tana, you put Thrasios for a Sultai value deck. It's just very, very good. And there's no particular way you can build it. It's like Amarethrum earlier. You can play creatures, enchantments, artifacts, landfall, and of course with Tevesh Svat you can make sacrifice, value, discard maybe even, cause pair it with going to be very good. Next we have Thales Reverent Medium. It is a 3 white black 3/4 human cleric, and at the beginning of each end step create X 1/1 white spirit creature tokens at flying or X number of tokens you created this turn. So I built a draft version of this, so I just used cards from my collection, and it was quite powerful. You can play things like Call the Copper Coats, make a ton of tokens, and it may make more at the end step. You can have card draw with Skull Clamp. You want pump spells to make all creatures bigger. Smothering Tides can be very good in this deck. Let's draw cards, you can make the tokens, and then you'll get a spirit afterwards. Obviously Bolas's Citadel is going to be very powerful with this, because you can play things like Viscera Seer and Woe Strider and scry the top cards away, and most of the cards in your deck will make tokens. You can play a lot of stuff like Storm Herd. It makes your tokens bigger, makes you tokens. Very fun in my opinion. Next up we have Nivinil Urborg Tyrant. It's a 3 a white, blue and a black. It's got hexproof from artifacts, creatures and enchantments, so you can't kill it with things like Ravenous Chupacabra, for example. It's a zombie wizard, 3/6. And when it enters battlefield, tap 2/2 black zombie for each creature token that died, or each creature that died this turn, sorry. When it dies you can pay 1 when you do destroy all artifacts, creatures and enchantments. Obviously you could have it zombie tribal, board wipe tribal. You're obviously going to want a lot of board wipes in this deck. Or you can sacrifice and just run a lot of ramp, because with the trigger on the stack to make the zombies, you can sacrifice it, pay 1, wipe everything, and get a ton of zombies. I think zombie tribal is a very good way to go. And you're probably going to want to protect it, your board from the big board wipes you'll be casting to make a load of zombies, so you probably want things like Teferi's Protection, Flawless Maneuver, and just cards like that in general. Zombie Tribal, so you could run things like Scarab God, Undead War Chief, Gem Palm Enforcer, I think. And they, when you cycle it, target opponent loses life equals some zombies you control. You just want to run a lot of zombie tribal cards, I reckon. Or you can do a mean version where you wipe the board every turn and attack with zombies. What you can do with infinite mana is and a sacrifice outlet with indestructible. So you can play it, sacrifice it, pay the trigger, kill a lot of everything, and you can just keep on doing that over and over again because you've got infinite mana and you can just kill everything. Obviously you can do a lot of other stuff with infinite mana, but I think that's a very good use for it because it's in your command zone. Next up we have Jared Cathelian, True Heir. For a red, a green and a white, it's a 3/3 human warrior. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent becomes a monarch, and you can't become the monarch this turn. And if damage would be dealt to it while you're the monarch, prevent that damage and put that when you +1/+1 counters on it. So I'd say this is a very good Hydra Tribal, Monarch Tribal deck. So you're going to want to protect Gerard, so he can continue to get bigger when damage is dealt to it whilst you're the monarch. You really want to be playing maybe a Pillow Fort deck, so you can stop your opponents from getting the monarch, then you benefit from being the monarch. So you can play things like Palace Jailer and with removal, Skyline Despot to make a load of 5/5 dragons, and Regal Behemoth to ramp a lot. It's going to be quite a long grindy deck, I reckon. I reckon it could be quite good as well. Definitely want a lot of small evasive creatures, so that you can get the monarch back if you need to, and just eventually win with those. And then of course you can run the courts as well. They're new cards from Commander Legends, and you get an effect increase if you have the monarch. You're going to want to play Odric Master Tactician, so you can basically stop people from blocking, and Warcraft as well, because you can choose how creatures attack. Master Warcraft, there we go. Cast a spell on you before attackers are declared, and then you can choose which creatures attack this turn, and you can choose how those creatures block. So you can probably play evasive creatures as well, but then you can attack in. So you can send a load of creatures, say like the big stuff kills off their smaller stuff, and like something small gets through, brings back the monarch. Odric probably be the best of those because it's repeatable. And you just generally beat down with a lot of cards which care about the monarch. Triumph for the Hordes definitely to finish off the game. I think those are I finished doing the most interesting commanders in my opinion, and how to build them as well. So I'm going to say thank you for watching and goodbye.